Welcome back to the Navy Sports Magazine as we talk women's track and field with Katie Halbert, the junior out of Keller, Texas. And Katie, I got a list here I want to run down. The 100-meter hurdles, heptathlon, javelin, 200 meters, the shot put, the 800 meters, the high jump, the long jump at the Navy Invitational. My goodness, you were busy. How do you try to perfect all of those disciplines? In particular, with all of the training disruptions we've had so far this year?
Well, trying to be perfect it would be a losing battle, but I like to have a lot of fun with it. Coach is really good about dividing up the practices and getting in a little bit of everything, balancing the workload so everything can be accomplished and you can accumulate all for the major competitions.
Which one out of all of those in your mind is the toughest to train for? And not that anything is ever easy, but what is, in a sense, the easiest to train for out of all that?
I would say the hardest for me is the 800, mostly because I don't train for it very much. It's more of a gut check. You get thrown into it and you're like, can I be the toughest person on the track? I don't know, Annie Taylor does a really good job of that every day. For me, the easiest one to train for is the hurdles, obviously, because it's my primary event. And if there's hurdles on the track, I'm going to have fun with it. So I look forward to every single practice.
You guys, obviously, the Patriot League Championships coming up this weekend. Have you decided, or do you know how many events you're going to participate in this weekend yet?
Nothing's finalized yet. Our coach plays a really good game of trying to figure out how many events everyone can do to stretch the talent as far as it can go to make sure the team is successful. But I think I'm aiming for my own mini decathlon of sorts. So,
as a competitor in the decathlon, certainly it's a physical, the physical stamina is what it is. But also, how mentally taxing is it to maintain the focus you need to try and compete in that event at the elite level?
I would say the mental aspect of it is certainly a factor, kind of like it is with everything at the academy, because each event kind of comes in the next row. Like if you do poorly on one, you can't let it hold you back in the next one, and you've got to turn over that frustration into performance. So I don't like to tie everything down to the physical performance. I have expectations for myself, but I also know I try to keep in control of what I can control. So what is done, and what's coming up is something that I will focus on. And then I can review at the end of the day so that I don't try to get in my head.
With everything that you all have gone through as an academy, and I'm talking broad view here, all 4,400 of you, how have you leaned on each other to try and get each other through this? And I'm not even talking from a track and field standpoint, but just from a human interest standpoint, because this cannot be easy what you all have had to endure this year.
So with everything separated, especially because of COVID and not being able to see everybody that you're used to interacting with, you start to depend a lot more on the people that you see the most. For me, my roommates are absolutely critical. I talk to them every day about all sorts of things. Same with my teammates is even if we're not necessarily practicing together that day, knowing that we're doing the same thing, we're tied together with that connection. We have Snapchats and group messages and email. The communication is constant, and it's nice to have people that you can talk to as friends who understand you're individually what you're going through, whether or not it's in company or in the classroom or even on the track. It's nice to have people who understand each facet of your life that you can talk to, and they can help you through anything you're struggling with.
With all the disciplines you're performing in track and field, did volleyball ever have a chance? Because you're obviously a volleyball player in high school as well.
Volleyball was my true love in high school. It was the sport that I fell in love with since the 5th grade, and I played every opportunity I can get, and I still do play every opportunity that I can recreationally. It's a lot of fun, but I had to go where my talents kind of pushed me. And that wasn't going to be volleyball, especially not here. We have a great volleyball team, and I wasn't going to be involved with that team. But I was actually track and field is kind of what drew me to the Naval Academy. It was the first time I'd ever heard about it, was talking with the recruitment from track and field here. And so for me, the path was always clear at the Navy. It was going to be track. That doesn't stop me from picking volleyball as my PE class. And it comes in handy for the javelin and the high jump to have a little bit of volleyball on my side.
No doubt. Katie, appreciate the time today. Best of luck to you and your teammates as you all seek a Patriot League championship at West Point this week. Good luck.
Thank you. Beat Army.